Hi dolls, Tisha Monique back again with another video for you dolls today. Today we are talking about getting a set fixed face, and it's gonna be easier than you think. Okay, so I like to simplify things and show you dolls how I get point A to point B, which is super glam, super set, and super functional on the go, because nobody has time to be in the mirror putting on makeup for hours and hours on day. It's just not functional for day-to-day life, especially if you're a mom, if you're a student, if you have a job, or you know, just things where you can't sit and play in makeup all day. If you can, that's fine. Love that for you. For me, I need something that's functional, that I can go, and I have key products that get me to where I need to be. Okay, so what I have here are just all of my favorite setting products that once you put on your foundation, your concealer, powder, all of that, this is what's going to come in and really lock it in place and keep you looking amazing all day long. Okay, so I just grabbed these products. I just wanted to quickly show you these products. They are definitely affordable. Some are higher end, but for the most part, these are all affordable things that you can pick up at your local drugstore or your local beauty supply, or like an Ulta and a Sephora for sure. Okay, the first thing is your makeup. You have to set it in place. Okay, now setting powders, that's exactly what the title says, is what they are, is that they're setting your products in place, especially if you're working with cream products that have moisture in them, is that they're movable when you're applying them so that you can put them into place, but then you need something that sets them and holds them down, so that as you're going about your day, as you are creating moisture naturally in your face from sweating or just movement, that your makeup doesn't run. You don't want your face to run down your couture, especially if you're in the Houston area or Texas. Girl, it's so hot here. You have to set your makeup if you want it to last. Some of the setting powders and the tools that I use to keep my face looking amazing all day long, from when I go to work in the morning, I'm getting home, or if I have an afternoon event and that sort of thing, then these are the products that I go to. They are tried and true. They are clutch. Okay, so now I do like to set with something, a couple of powders. I like to come in and set my full face. A powder that is more skin matching setting powders that I wanted to talk about. One is the Fit Me Poreless Pressed Powder, and this one works amazing, you guys. I have mine in the color 355 Coconut. Definitely, they have a really nice shade range. You can get this at your local drugstore. You can get this at Target. You can get this at Ulta. So I have Hit Pan. I've had this one a while, and since you are using these just to set your makeup products in place, they do tend to last a very long time. The shelf life on setting powders and such is longer, so you definitely can have these and they will last you. It's definitely a great investment. And I could have wiped these off with a makeup wipe, but I didn't, girl, because it's just a quick little video. This is the NARS Laguna. You guys may have heard of this one before. This is a matte powder. I like to go with the matte powders because then you can add moisture back in later, versus something that is meant to look a little dewy, something with moisture in it already. You kind of want to get set and then matte it and then add moisture back in on the back end. Okay, so this is just another pressed powder. I've had this one a while as well, but it works amazing to set. Like I said, this is in the shade Laguna, but NARS has a really good range of powders, pressed powders, setting powders that will work great for different skin tones. I have a couple of MAC products. One I use just as a setting powder like we just discussed, and that is always the Studio Fix. I think that MAC is a really nice, well-tested, well-tried brand. That's not as popular as it used to be, but it's still a great resource. You can pick them up at the MAC store, in the malls, usually online, at Ulta, which I have here in my bag because I always keep her on the go. These are small, they're compact, they're great for on the go. This is the MAC Fix, and this is a powder, and again, it's just going to be in the same, like a skin tone type shade. And then I like to also have my highlighting powders or setting powders that I use more under my contoured areas, like under my eyes, high point of my forehead, and then chin and cheek. Now the powders that I like to use for setting lighter or highlighted shades of my face, you definitely want to go a couple of shades lighter, or depending on how bright you like your under eye, however you're using it. I do have quite a few for that reason, because I always contour. I always like to bring a little bit of shape back to my face after I've set everything into one neutral color. You want to go back in and brighten some areas, pull some things forward, push some things back with your highlight and your contour. And so I do have one that I absolutely have been loving, you guys. This is from Wet n Wild. This is the Photo Focus Banana Powder. This is a loose setting powder. powder, loose meaning that when you open it up, it's not a pressed powder like the ones we just looked at. This one is going to be like that. So it's a little bit messier, but you just have to know how to work with your product, which don't be afraid to work with loose powders. They work amazing. A lot of the times it's better because you can control how much product you're placing on your face and pick up as much as you want versus having to keep wiping at that pressed powder to pick up the product. This is a quicker way, especially if you're a makeup artist, which I used to be. These work amazing. What I have is I picked this up from Ulta. This is the Black Opal True Color, which I've been loving. This is about $12, which is actually really good because this product works well. It's a soft velvet set. This one is in the color medium 400, which I've lightened up. I like to have a brighter under eye. As you can see, this one is a little bit darker. Ooh, this one is a mess, girl. Close that back up. But this one works really well. I was very impressed with the payout on it and that it flash proof, because that's another thing you want to make sure you're mindful of, is that when you're taking photos or if you're doing videos like what I'm doing, that you're not getting a lot of flash to where it creates a white cast under the eye when you take your photos or your videos. So this is definitely photography, flash photography, or bright light friendly, because that's just not cute, girl, and we trying to be cute, so we're not trying to do that. And then a couple of others that I wanted to just do a mention on is this Velvatizer. This is from Urban Decay. This is the Velvatizer. I have the small one. This one is really nice. I like the finish on it. It's very soft on the skin. I think that this also helps with pores. In my opinion, I find that it helps to minimize my pores when I press it in. But again, it's a loose powder, so it's got that sifter on the top, but it's just got a small little hole instead of like a bunch of them because of the size of it. I usually just tap it off into the top of my brush, into the cap there, and then apply. The powder is taking me out. Two other ones that I like, these are from the beauty supply. It's from JCAT, but I picked them up at my local beauty supply, and one is in the color banana, which is going to be more of a yellow undertone, and then this one is more of the translucent, so you can see the color difference there. But these are two great ones. I believe they were $5.99 a piece. I still had a price on there because y'all know the beauty supply child, they're gonna put the price tag on the front of the product. And these work really well. So the tops on these look like that, so you get that little sifter or the shaker, and I usually will just tap off into the cap again. I'll show you guys, and then you place a little product on your palette, or you can use the cap as a palette as I have. And I would pick the damn wearing glasses on here to show you, dolls, but you know, this just leads into the next step, which was the applicator, how to apply the product once you have the setting powders. I really like this brush. This is actually from my own private label, you guys. Like I said, I used to be a makeup artist. If you've been around for a while, I've been creating content on YouTube for over 10 years. So my journey has really evolved on YouTube and just like taking different turns and stuff. These are my makeup brushes. They're called Pretty Girls brushes. I've been toying with starting this back up. I mean, it just stopped because I got so busy with life. Mom life, wife life, work life, because I do have a full-time job as well. So it just became something, although it was super successful for me, thank you guys, it became something that I wasn't able to devote as much time into. It's my brand, so I really enjoy doing it. But I've been thinking about starting it back up. But anyways, this is the S01 brush, which I created, cut in a way that is tapered to where this was made specifically for setting powders and applying that product right under the eye, as you can see here. Applying the product right under the eye. But you just press your powder in. Once you have your foundation and your concealer and all of that in, I would just apply it, press it in. I'm not like swiping at it or doing anything crazy. You're just pressing it in so you don't disturb the setting that you've already done by placing your product. And I come right down the nose, which is why I had that tapered in on the brush too, because it gets right there and right under in here. So you press it in. This is one technique, right, because we're using a makeup brush, and you just apply as much or as little as you need. The makeup product that I had on already is set in place, and you go about your day. The same thing is true with these loose powders, or you can also use a triangle brush, which I picked these up from the beauty supply, or you can get them off of Amazon, and they just come in a big long packet. These are these wedges, and they are shaped like the triangle, right? So you pull it off, it's more of a sponge. You can wet these and get your same beauty blender effect. You could use a beauty blender, or you can use a brush, or you can use these triangle sponges. These are great. I love these because of the angles on them. If I were finishing my look, I wanted to use my setting powder and I'm tapping it on this triangle brush, then these edges are great because then I could come right in here and I could place that to the contour of my nose and get that sharp, defined look. Or I can come right under my eyes to set. I'm just pressing, and I would do both sides, even it out. But that's why I like these little triangle sponges, because I think they work great. And then of course that flat side on there, you would pick your product up and you could press right in here. Press on the forehead. And of course you could cut all of this area up and leave like a little sharp line, of course, that you would need to blend out. I don't have all my brushes here, so hopefully you're getting the vibe without me going into a full tutorial, but it's kind of hard to talk about it without showing it as well. Another thing that I shared in my last vlog was that I picked these up from Amazon, and these are these little triangle poofs or powder brushes. I absolutely love these, you guys. They came in a set of 12 in a box like this, and they were only $3.99. But the quality on these is amazing. I was skeptical at first, but I'm glad that I went ahead and got them because they have been fantastic. They come like this, and these are definitely great for on the go. It's the same little triangle wedge shape that I just showed you, but instead of a sponge, it's a puff. So it has a little ribbon here. Put your fingers in here or this way, but the triangle typically goes to the tips of your finger. And then my on the go powder, which I haven't showed you dolls yet for a highlighting powder, is the Tilbury powder, which is great for the highlighted areas. I love these little the shaped triangle shape, just like the brush like I was telling you that I created, and then the little wedges, because it does allow you to get right in like the corners under the eye and to really set with a nice confident contour as far as those sharp lines. But also it has a flat edge, so once you do set it, pull that powder like that, then you can come right in once you do set. Oh, this is the best. And you just pressing it. Oh, this is so nice. It's so controlled. And then you just use the flat side to kind of press a little bit into the face where you're blending. When you're pressing, you're blending into like your blush, your highlighter, etc., without picking it up or disrupting it. And I absolutely love this. It works fantastic. And at this point, because they're available on Amazon, there's no reason not to get these. The black makes them look really luxe, but they also came in pink. They came in white. You could always use just the traditional powder puff that comes with your makeup. These I like to also like kind of squeeze them and turn them sideways, and then you pick up your powder. MAC medium golden. This is the mineralized skin finish, which I love as well. This is with my ride or die before I got with the Charlotte Tilbury. We love this, and I usually will fold it and then press it in the same way, but I like to just fold the sponge, and then you have more control over it, and it's better placement than if it's just round, unless you're just kind of pressing in with the middle part of the sponge applicator. Okay, so that's that. And of course these you can just carry right along in your compact like that, or like this. So these are really handy on the go. Now after you've done all of this, you gals, and you're super matte, you're super fleeky, you don't want to look powdery or cakey or ashy or dry. So what I like to do is I like to come in with spray, and this is going to aid in just breaking up a little bit of that powderiness, the dryness, and putting some moisture back into the face. So MAC Fix Plus is typically my go-to after I put on my face, because it's not a setting spray, it's more so of just an additive where you add a little moisture back and it breaks up a little bit of the makeup to kind of melt it together. It has a great oil water mix or whatever the ingredients are here, but it adds a little bit of moisture back into the face, and it smells amazing. I've always loved the MAC Fix Plus. So I like to take the miniature ones with me on the go, just a small bottle like the travel size. That works great in the purse. It does close and lock here. So this is just like a fundamental staple for me in my makeup collection. I have to have MAC Fix Plus because it's that girl. It says a finishing mist, which it is. It's not a setting spray in my opinion. I just like to refresh the skin. Another great one for that is the Mario Badescu facial mist. This one is the cucumber and green tea. I think these are perfect for like during the summer, the spring months, the warmer months, just to add some moisture or to refresh your face on the go. They have a lot of different varieties. They have lavender and chamomile, just a lot, and they are amazing. It works the same way, but for setting, if you want to just set the face like I'll do, so I add moisture, and then now that I have that cakiness, the dryness removed, I do like to go in and just spray and set everything. A setting spray, which is more like a holding spray. I wouldn't say necessarily hairspray for the face, but kind of similar to that, where it's going to set everything in place. Some great ones that I like to use on a daily basis are the MORPHE. This is the Continuous Setting Mist. This one is the MORPHE Continuous Setting Spray. This is the black can. I absolutely love this one. I've repurchased this so many times, and it just goes in. It's got a great mist, and it smells good too. And that one sets the makeup in place. Now, it's supposed to just put some hold on there, kind of bind the makeup together and help it to have a longer longevity, to stay put longer. This one is the newer one, the Continuous Prep and Set Mist, but to me they're the exact same thing. I think it was just a rebranding with the gold can, but this one is supposed to be supercharged with ceramides and antioxidants. So I don't know, girl, but to me they are the exact same thing. There's a little difference of the fragrance, but they both smell amazing. And then this one is like next level, like the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. I don't have one on hand with me. And then this one is the One Size Fits All from Patrick Starr, and this is On Till Dawn. This is a mattifying waterproof setting spray. Now these are more like facial hairsprays to where you're gonna be set in place. I usually order MAC Fix Plus, setting spray, and then if I'm really like going out, or I want to make sure everything just really sets and doesn't move, then I come in with this on the end. To me, it sprays like a hairspray. It kind of gets in your nose like a hairspray, so I don't really prefer it for that reason, because I don't like the way it goes on. Time using this like on a continuous basis, so I'm still trying to see if I like it, if it gives what it's supposed to give. It kind of was just all the rage for a bit, so I'm trying it out, but I usually will do the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray, and that one works phenomenal. This one, like I said, it comes out like a hairspray, and I feel like I have to hold my breath with this one, but so far so good. I haven't. Okay, dolls, so that was my quickie setting powder setting spray, how to get matte and keep your makeup in place video. Please let me know what you think below. Do you like these little quick videos? I do want to get into some makeup tutorials again like I used to do, like the old Tisha Monique video. But I was thinking in the meantime that I would just share with you some of my top products, how I get set, how I get glam, but keep that glam in place, girl, because what is a glam if it's just gonna melt off or wear off? And I'm in Texas. Y'all know the summer was super hot here this year, so if my makeup stayed put, then these were the tips and techniques that I use to keep my makeup put, then it definitely will work for you going into the cooler months and just as staple clutch routine going forward. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on the bell notifications, because some dolls say they haven't been seeing the updates from me or the notices when it comes out. And I will see you dolls in the next video. Bye.